Coast to Coast Pick 5. $1 minimum. Player-friendly 15% takeout. Coast to Coast Pick 5.
Hi, I'm Gino here to preview the Sunday Coast to Coast Pick 5 sequence. We're going to talk about Sunday, February the 25th, 5 races between Gulfstream Park and Santa Anita. It's that first bet Coast to Coast Pick 5, which is a 15% low takeout. And they have free DRF pass performances available for the sequence every Saturday, every Sunday, combo of Gulfstream and Santa Anita Park. First Racing has done a great job giving us a really fun wager to play every Saturday and Sunday. Let's take a look at how I'm approaching the wager on Sunday. It'll start out at Gulfstream Park, and it'll start out in race number 9. 35,000 non-winners or 2 going a mile and a 16th on the turf course. I'm going to go 3 deep in here using the 1 Hendrickson, dropping in class for Graham Motion. We'll also throw in the 7 Ordinary, who I think just fits really well at the class level after facing better, but he hasn't started since July. The horse who I'm really intrigued by is the 10 Palace View. Last time out, he was a couple lengths off. He was inside, traveling well. He just had nowhere to go. He was blocked on all sides. It was a brutal trip. I think there's a better effort in there from Palace View. 3 deep to kick things off. We move on over to Santa Anita for the second leg of the Pick 5 sequence. And this one is going to be Santa Anita, 6.5 furlongs on the turf course. It's race number 3. And I'm going to go 3 deep in here using the 3, 4, and the 6. Anmer Hall should get a nice trip coming from off the pace. Handsome Ticket should be close up throughout. And the 6 Awesome Rhythm just missed last time out. And this guy is a horse who's had a race and then a little bit of a layoff, and then a race and then a little bit of a layoff. I love when you can see a horse finally put a few starts together. I think he'll be sharper and fitter than he's been in quite a while. 3, 4, 6 in leg 2. Let's go back to Gulfstream Park. We're going to go maiden $16,000 claimers here. This one's on the all-weather. This one's a really tricky race because there is absolutely no early speed on paper. So I wanted to make sure I use the horses who I think will be forwardly placed. That's the 1 Kozanka. I mean, by default, she's going to be close up from the inside. And then on the outside, you got Miamore, whose December 9th race, 2 starts back, was pretty good. And we've at least seen some tactical speed from this one. The blinkers come off. Inside, outside will be close up. And then you have a horse like Raina Mar, who has faced Art Harper Rose in a couple spots. That's a grade 3 winner. This is big class relief for Raina Mar. Madonna, the blinkers come on. I was thinking of singing a Madonna song, but Chloe was going to cringe if I did, so I'll save one for later, for maybe next time. Let's move on over to the 4th leg of the sequence. This is where my single is going to come. It's going to be in race number 5 at Santa Anita. Maiden Special 8's going 6 furlongs on the turf. I thought Rascality was very, very impressive in the debut, and then in her second start, she faced really tough company, and she was more forwardly placed. And following that race, she's been off for quite some time. The horse who beat her that day came back to win the Enokia Stakes next out. Rascality will get Lasix for the first time, tries turf, and has a nice turf pedigree for Richard Mandela. I thought this was a 2-horse race on paper between the 3 and the 4. So when that usually is the case, I try to pick one of those 2 in single. I feel like Rascality might be a spot where a lot of people go with Miss Bo J. So I'm going with the 3 here with the single in race 5. Let's close things out, and we will move to race number 7 at Santa Anita. This was another really tricky race. It was hard to get a real grasp for many in here. I'm going to try to get out of this one and close things out with just 2. The 1 Spiritual Advisor and the 5 Andy Can You Hear Me. I love the way he was able to sit a little bit closer last time out and show some more tactical speed. And I think that was because the presence of Maldonado just getting him closer in that race. I'll use the 1 Spiritual Advisor. I'm looking for horses that can maybe be sitting right behind the 8 Sasa D, who I think might be stopping in here once they get a little late in this race. So we'll try to close things out with 1 and 5. Take a look at the Sunday Pick 5 ticket one more time. This is for February the 25th. And our single will come in race number 5 at Santa Anita. 3 deep to kick things off at Gulfstream Park in the 9th. Then 3, 4, and 6 at Santa Anita, race number 3. We'll spread out in the 10th at Gulfstream, hoping for a price there in a race that I thought was really, really tricky. And then the single comes in Santa Anita's 5th race there. Make sure to follow along every single Saturday and Sunday. We'll have Pick 5 coast-to-coast tickets for you. There's also written analysis on the DRF website from members of the DRF staff. And don't forget about those free pass performances for this first bet coast-to-coast Pick 5 every Saturday and Sunday. We'll be back next weekend to help preview. Make sure to get the DRF bets to get all your wagers in.